Hi, my name is Mohit Kaushal. Today I'll be demonstrating how to set up and administer continuous infusion of insulin. So the first thing I'll be doing is just looking at the physician's orders and comparing them to the MAR. And over here we have orders for Scotland Bryson. Fin is 123, 123, 456, 456, 79, 79. And as you can see, we have orders for insulin Humulin R, continuous, insulin Humulin R, continuous IV, insulin Humulin R, continuous IV, infusion at 2 units per hour, and normal saline at TKVO. So that's good to know. And as I can see, both of these are signed by transcriber and reviewer, so I'm good to carry out with these orders. So the first thing I'll be doing is just putting those away, and then I'll be taking out my PDM for my insulin. Okay, I'll be performing hand hygiene as well. Okay, so the first thing I'm just looking at is the PDM for insulin Humulin R, which is exactly what I have, insulin Humulin R. And then as I can see, this may be given by a student nurse such as myself. And for insulin continuous, maybe it's administered by a student nurse. And for insulin continuous, it is also a big thing. I have D50W available on the unit as an elixir, to just if the patient experiences hypoglycemia. And so I do. That's readily available on the unit, so that's good. And then so I'm going to be going over to insulin continuous section, IV continuous, 1 to 10 units per hour. And then, so that means we're clearly in the safe range. We're running it at 2 units per hour continuous. And this is highly individualized based on the blood glucose levels. And then also insulin continuous. So for the recipe for the insulin IV continuous, I'm gonna have to add 100 units using a 3 ml syringe, which I have over here from my from insulin vial, and then 100 units per ml. So I'll be drawing up 1 ml, which is equivalent to 100 units, and then adding that in a 100 ml bag of normal saline, which I have right here. Okay, and then once I've looked at that, I'm also going to be looking at compatibility. This is compatible with normal saline, which is good, which is what I'm going to be mixing it in. And then some potential hazards, hypoglycemia, such as blurred vision, sweating, tremors, palpitations. So I'll be taking those into account when I do my patient education. Okay, so now that I have looked at the compatibility and the final concentration. Actually, one thing I did not mention was the final concentration of within the bag after I diluted and everything would be 0.99 units per ml, since I would have 100 mLs in the bag of normal saline, and then add 1 ml of medication to that will be 101 mLs, and so final concentration will be 0.99 mLs per unit. Per ml, 0.99 units per ml. Okay, so now that I'm done doing that, and I did note that it's a high alert medication, so that for insulin I'm gonna need a second nurse check to do a second nurse check to check over all my medications and my pump before I set it up. Okay, so now I can just start pulling out my medications. Okay, so here I have my insulin Humulin R, and then now I can do my first actual check. Okay, so this is for Bryson, Scotland, and then the medication we have is insulin Humulin R. This is insulin Humulin R. This is insulin Humulin R. And then the dose for the medication is the continuous infusion dose is going to be 2 units per hour, but the IV continuous infusion, the recipe over here, it says I'm going to need 100 units, which is equivalent to 1 ml from this vial. So this vial comes in 100 units per ml. So I'll be using 1 ml from this vial. I'll be needing 1 ml from this vial, adding that to a 100 ml bag of normal saline, which is right here. And then so the final concentration of the bag will be 0.99 units per ml. 0.99 units per ml, and yeah, and the final volume will be in the bag of 101 mLs. Okay, so then after that that was the dose, and then so the right route for this medication is IV. This is insulin continuous IV infusion, and then I'm also looking under the section for insulin continuous IV infusion, and this is also IV vial, and then I'm also going to be putting it through the Baxter pump, and then the time frequency medication. This medication is due to be given today and now, and nobody signed off for, so we'll be giving it. Okay, so now that I've done my first actual check, I'm just going to start getting my medication ready. So first thing I'll be doing is just taking out my syringe, just to the side. Okay, I'll be drawing this back to about 1 ml, which is what I'm going to be injecting into my vial. Okay, now I'm just going to be drawing my vial, the top of my vial. Drying it for 30 seconds, rubbing it for 30 seconds, letting it dry for 15, and for demo's sake, I'm going to pretend that's been 15 seconds. Okay.
And then I've also made my label that's going to go on my minibag and then once I'm after 2 minutes. So now that I've done that, I draw my medication. I'm going to get
Perfect.
I'll get my
I'm just going to be scooping this back up.
So I'm going to go to my medication.
Okay, once I've scooped this back up, first thing I'm doing is just labeling this, just so I don't get anything confused. Okay, this is just perfect. Insulin hemoglobin R, 1 unit, well, 1 ml, which is equivalent to 100 units. Okay, so now that I have everything labeled over here, these are all my other labels I'm going to be using. This is my label for the bag, and this is my label for the line that I'm putting on the line once I start my medication. Okay, so now I'm going to do my second check. I'm going to do my second check. Okay, so for my second check, this is for Scotland Bryson. This is for Scotland Bryson. And then the medication we have is insulin hemoglobin R. This is insulin hemoglobin R. This is insulin hemoglobin R. This is insulin hemoglobin R. And the right dose for the medication is going to be 2 units per hour as per the continuous infusion orders. And then for the recipe for the continuous infusion, I need to add 1 ml of insulin hemoglobin R, which is equivalent to 100 units which is why I have 1 ml. Which is why I have 1 ml in this syringe, and then here's my label for this syringe. Okay, and then so therefore I have 1 ml, which is as per the PDM, compliant with the PDM orders for insulin continuous infusion, and then so the final concentration in my bag once I add it in there will be 0.99 units per ml, and then after that, this route for this medication is IV. This is IV. The route for this medication is IV, that's IV, and then this is the IV continuous, and then this is also IV vial, and it indicates it right here. And then the time frequency medication, the time and frequency of this medication is due to be given today and now, and nobody's given it, so I will be giving that. Okay, so now that I've done my second check by myself, I'm going to be asking a buddy nurse to come and do an independent second check. And then once she's clarified that everything is good, they've done their independent second check, everything is good, I'm ready to mix my medication within my bag. Okay, I'm just going to be wiping this port for 30 seconds, letting it dry for 15. Letting it dry for 15. Perfect. And then now it's dry.
I'm going to make sure that I take my morphine and not my normal saline. And I bring my 5 mLs here. I'm going to just inject it into my minibag.
Okay, once I've injected it in there, I'm just going to scoop this. Now this can go into the sharps or anything, and then I won't be using that. And then first thing I'll be doing is just labeling my bag.
My final labels, and then these can both go into the sharps. So now that I've done that, I'm going to
Labeling my bag. Here's my label for my bag.
So as I head into the patient's room, I'm just
Okay, and then now I'll just be swirling this around just to make sure my medication is fully dispersed and within my bag. Okay, now my medication is fully dispersed within my bag. I'm just going to be heading over to the patient's room. With all my supplies. I mainly just need my MAR. Okay, so I'll be heading to my patient's room now. So upon entering the patient's room, I'll be doing my entry safety check, making sure call bells are reached, patient's sign distress, there's no tripping hazards, and the bed is the lowest person possible. And once I've done that, I'm just going to introduce myself to the patient. Hi, my name is Mohit Kaushal. I'm going to be your student nurse today, and I'm from University of Manitoba. And before I start candidates, verify your ID with your armband. Okay, perfect. Okay, Bryson, Scotland, Finn is 123, 123, 456, 456, 79, 79. Okay, could you please tell me your full name and date of birth? Okay, patient has confirmed their identity. Okay, so now, okay, Mr. Scotland, I'm just going to be using your wristband to do my third check alongside with my MAR. Okay, so this is for Bryson, Scotland. Okay, so the medication we have is insulin hemoglobin R. This is insulin hemoglobin R. This is also insulin hemoglobin R. And then the dose for this medication is 2 units per hour as per the continuous infusion orders. And so I have for the recipe I needed 100 units, which is equivalent to 1 ml as per the vial as well. And then so therefore I have 101 mLs in here, which is the final concentration in the bag is 0.99 units per ml, and so the right route for this medication is IV. This is IV, continuous IV. This is the IV bag, and then we'll be putting it through the Baxter pump, which is regulated through patient's intravenous line. And then the time frequency medication is due to be given today and now. So then nobody's given a signed offer, so I will be giving it, and then I will be signing off for it with my second nurse. Okay, so now once I've done my third check, I'm also just going to be doing some patient education of my patient. Okay, Mr. Scotland, I'm I am just gonna be giving you your setting up your insulin, continuous insulin infusion. This is just for the high blood glucose you've been having lately. And so for our target blood glucose level for you, it is within 6 to 10 millimoles per liter. And then so you've been way above that, and then so therefore this is just an intervention to keep your blood glucose in control. And some side effects you might experience regarding this medication is signs of hypoglycemia, such as palpitations, sweatiness, tremors. So if you do experience any of those, please use your call bell and call me, and I'll be here as soon as possible to assess you. And are you still fine with me giving you this medication? And patient has given me consent. So once they've given me consent, I'm just going to I'm just going to be looking at the pump, and as I can see, this has been there's a primary TKVO running, which of normal saline, which is compatible with my medication, and that's good. And then once that is done, I'm just going to be priming my tubing. And then before doing this medication, I'll be doing a set of vitals as well. Okay, here I have my continuous portless tubing, which is what I'm going to be using, just so other people don't try to add any sorts of medications onto this line, and I'll also be labeling this line as well. First thing I'll be doing is just hanging my bag.
The concentration should be 1 milligram per milliliter and 1 milligram per milliliter. I can see there that's in 1 milligram per milliliter.
There we go.
The admin rate is IV, that's correct. The loading dose, we have no loading dose.
And then now, I'm just going to be...
Bed limits, we're going to keep off. I'm going to hit next. Okay, so the bag volume is going to...
It's a brand new bag.
The final volume, so I'm going to hit yes.
I'm spiking it septically, perfect. And once I've spiked it, I'm just going to pin this cap down. Once I've spiked it, I'm just going to make sure all my clamps are closed. Perfect. And then before I do anything else, I'm just going to be just priming this. I'm going to open my clamps up. Oh. I wasted some medication right there, but that's fine, as these bags always come with extra medication. So now that the line is primed, there's no bubbles. There's no bubbles in the line. I'm just going to be opening my pump up. And then I'm just going to be opening my pump up before I attach it to my patient, because I don't want to accidentally bolus my patient.
I'm just going to go through my own work again. I'm going to review it.
Okay, there we go. And once I have done that, I'm just going to be using alcohol swab to just I'm just going to be cleaning the site.
I'm just going to change out my bag.
Cleaning the site. Okay, once I've cleaned the site, I'm just going to be going to change mode on here. We're using Collie Guardian since it is insulin. Collie Guardian. And I'll be going to all the way down to insulin. There's insulin. I'm going to be selecting this. And then we're using my bag and my MAR. I'm just going to be putting everything in my pump. So as I can see, the drug amount over here, I have 100 units. Perfect. I have 100 units total amount in the bag. So the diluent volume is 101 ml. Concentration in the bag is 0.99 units per ml, which is perfect. And the diluent volume is actually, the volume to be infused is 101 ml. Perfect. Okay. And the rate I'm going to be dosage I'm going to be running it at is going to be 2 units per hour. 2 units per hour. Which is going to be 2 mLs, which is going to be equivalent to 2 mLs an hour. 2 units per hour. And once I've confirmed everything, volume to be infused is 101 mLs. I'm going to be confirming primary. And actually, before I confirm primary, I'm just going to get my second buddy nurse. I'm just going to be getting to my second buddy nurse to come and check over the pump and the bag and everything, make sure everything is good. And once the buddy nurse has confirmed everything, I'm just going to be confirming primary, and then I'm just going to be making sure all my clamps are open, and yeah, so I'm just going to make sure all my clamps are open, and then now all my clamps are open. I'm just going to be starting this. And I've already made sure that the primary TKVO of normal saline is running, and that's compatible. And I'm just making sure my clamps are open, everything seems to be infusing. And now I'm also going to be locking the pump from the back. Locking the pump from the back, I've locked the pump. So now nobody can mess around with the pump, it's just locked and nobody can change it. And then now once that everything is done, I am just going to be cleaning this area up, and then now I'll also be going to go and document. And actually one more thing is I'm going to just be labeling the line, which I forgot to do. I forgot to label the line. And this is just labeling the line with me and my insulin Humulin R. That's so nobody else tries to add any type of medications to this line. This is just insulin Humulin R continuous, and with my date and my initials. With the date and my initials. Okay, so now I'm gonna be leaving the room, and then documenting the date and the time I change this. And then I'm also gonna be monitoring the patient's blood glucose every hour while I'm doing this infusion. And then I'll also, once their blood glucose gets within the goal range, which is 6 to 10, I'll be monitoring them every 4 hours. And yeah, so now I'm good to go leave the room and document with my second nurse.